I'd like to share with you 10 tips for anxiety-free and effective presentations. Now, whether you're presenting in front of a large audience or a small group, giving a keynote address, pitching your business idea, delivering a classroom lecture, or even speaking at your church, the ability to engage and captivate your audience is crucial. Now, for some, it's an opportunity to shine, but for others, it's an anxiety-producing experience, which I'm sure many of you can relate to. Here are 10 speaking presentation tips to help you leave a lasting impression and communicate your message with confidence. Tip number 1, know your audience. Understanding your audience is the foundation of a successful presentation. Tailor your presentation to your audience's interests, needs, and knowledge level. Researching and understanding their interests and understanding their expectations will help you connect on a much deeper level and address their concerns much more effectively. Tip number 2, create a clear message. Ask yourself, what do I want my audience to feel or know when I'm finished presenting? Start by defining a clear and concise message. What is your objective for the presentation? Then work backwards, making sure only to include the material that will meet your objective or your goal. Begin with a compelling introduction to grab their attention, followed by your clear main points, and conclude with a memorable closing. And avoid overwhelming your audience with too much information and stay focused on the central theme of your presentation. Tip number 3, practice, practice, practice. There is no substitute for practice when it comes to delivering a great presentation. Research your presentation multiple times. Practice in front of the mirror, record yourself, or even present yourself to a friend for some constructive feedback. Tip number 4, tell stories. People love to hear stories. In fact, storytelling is a powerful tool in presentations. They allow your audience to connect with you on a more emotional level. So include examples, include real-life scenarios into your presentation to make your content relatable, memorable, and to keep your listeners engaged. In fact, the best stories are always those that come from your own personal experience. Tip number 5, use visual aids wisely. Now, visual aids like slides can enhance your presentation. However, use them wisely and always avoid excessive text. Use visuals to illustrate your key points. Engage the audience visually and to complement and to reinforce your spoken words. Keep the focus on your words rather than the slides. Tip number 6, maintain eye contact. Establishing eye contact with your audience builds rapport. It shows confidence. Scan the room. Make different eye contacts with different people throughout the presentation. And then have a conversation with one member at a time. Tip number 7, confidence is key. Your body language speaks volumes. Stand tall. Speak with a clear and steady voice. Confidence promotes credibility and helps keep your audience engaged. Use open gestures. Move purposely. Vary your facial expressions. Take deep breaths to calm your nerves and always attempt to project a composed demeanor. Tip number 8, master the art of the pause. Avoid speaking too quickly, as it can be challenging for the audience to absorb information. Pauses emphasize important points, and it gives your audience time to absorb what they're hearing from you. And it also gives you a moment to collect your own thoughts. Tip number 9, take charge of your nervousness. Now, it's very normal to feel nervous before a presentation, but instead of trying to eliminate all your anxiety entirely, channel it into positive energy. Don't fight against it. Take deep, focused breaths. Stay grounded and focused on the message that you want to convey while visualizing in your mind that you're giving a successful presentation. And finally, tip number 10, encourage questions. Encourage interaction. Be prepared for questions. This makes your presentation a two-way communication and engages the audience on a deeper level. Now, if you don't always know the answer to a question, just admit it and offer to follow up later with the information. Becoming an effective speaker takes time, effort, and practice, but the rewards are invaluable, both in your business and in your personal life. Effective communication skills not only help you convey your ideas to your audience, but it also builds self-confidence. It builds credibility and influence with others. Practice these tips. Adapt them to your own personal style and continue developing your skills through practice and experience. Whether you're already a confident speaker or you're just anxiously starting out, these 10 presentation tips can be a guide to help you step in front of your audience with confidence and deliver effective presentations that leave a lasting impact on others.